Now, I think the key is to understand terrorism without excusing it. Every time I think of the English in Ireland, I come away thinking we really were the bad guys. And I don't mean it in a nuanced way, or that it was a bit complicated. I mean, we were the villains. The famine wasn't just tragic, it was engineered. It was a negligent genocide, and it was done by people wearing suits. And the border in Ireland wasn't Irish, it was British. It was a line drawn in a foreign country to maintain power. So when you see unionists saying that now we're for Queen and country, it's not delusion, it's determinism. Trauma becomes identity. That is how an empire works. The more you learn about England and Ireland, the more you start siding with Ireland. You hear about the oppression, the beatings, the walls, the discrimination. There was a rigged system and it was wrong. Then the IRA enters the story, and there's a shift. The cause doesn't vanish, but the method loses me. It's hard to explain to people that you can agree completely with the reasons behind a terrorist movement and still utterly reject the actions that they took. And while I'll never support the bombs, I can say I understand why they picked them up. And this, to me, is where the bridge comes in, because everything I've just openly said about Ireland is exactly what most people are too scared to say about Palestine. Gaza is blockaded, starved, and bombed, and if you push people to the edge like that for decades, for over half a century, someone will always pick up a weapon. Not because they were born evil, but because you closed every other door. Now, the moment you target civilians, the moral ground turns to ash, but I will never pretend they rose up from nowhere. Hamas is a symptom. The disease is what came before. Decades of occupation, humiliation, dehumanization, siege and dispossession. And what puts it in perspective to me is right now, British blokes are getting radicalized just by seeing migrants in hotels. There's no rubble, there's no occupation. They just see tabloid bile and a security guard. And they still foam at the mouth like they're under siege. So if it can happen here in comfort, if you can be radicalized and made so angry, then imagine what it does to a child in Gaza, pulling their mother's arm from rubble. If they grow up angry, that is not indoctrination. That's grief with nowhere to go. I will never support terrorism, but I understand why it happens. And that's moral honesty. When law collapses and dignity is stripped, or power just will not listen, violence will take root. Not because it's noble, not because it's right, but because nothing else grows in that soil. You don't have to excuse it, you don't have to applaud it, but if you want to stop it and truly stop it, you have to understand what built it and who fed it.